all of my infinite beings and friends. Welcome back to Infinite Wisdom. And today, guys, we're talking about fighting with abilities. No? Alright, well, fuck it. Alright, guys. Well, today, like I stated, we're talking about having abilities. As an infinite being, and even if you're not an infinite being, if you're on your spiritual journey, you may be able to connect and to sink into your world, well, not worldly, your ex-worldly abilities. Everyone within the earth has the ability to tap into their intuition. And a lot of it, when you first start, especially when you're going through a spiritual process, or when you're just starting, or you're just getting hit with the bang and you get bow, 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 boogied by the awakening, and it wakes you up, and all of these different things just start getting downloaded into your body. These things just start just popping up out of nowhere, right? Hearing things, having weird predictionist dreams, having gut feelings, but and it's telling you different things, and going through those things and having them come into your life, it's a shocker. As kids, we grow up and we think, we see these shows and we watch magical shows, or things that have special abilities and superpowers and superheroes. So we watch all these things as we grow into adulthood, and you never really believe it. I mean, as a kid, honestly, you believe it, right? Because you have that power of imagination. You have the ability to still see the world for what it is, right? And that's as a kid. But, as you grow up, you start thinking to yourself, like, sheesh. Like, when I was a kid, I used to think about that all the time. I used to think I had superpowers. I used to want to be with the laser eyes and all this other stuff. But as you grow into adulthood, you just start to realize and think that it's all fake. It's all in the movies. It's all blah, 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 blah. Right? But the thing is, it's true. Being a spiritual being, you have special abilities. And they're not gonna, and that's the thing, is that they're not gonna be just like the movies or the TV shows would say, or whatever. A lot of us will be like, okay, well, why don't I have laser vision or whatever? Well, that's not really going to be the truth, but you will come into special abilities, right? Being able to have premonitions, or being able to have the ability to speak to the dead, or being able to have certain abilities of channeling people's emotions, or channeling whatever, right? Going through an adulthood of having abilities, it's honestly, it kind of makes you feel like a preschooler again, right? It makes you feel kind of lost. It makes you feel kind of, I just want to say it, like, just like a child again, right? Because it's like, you have these different things and they're coming to you. You don't know where they came from. I mean, well, you do know where they came from. They came from the gods above, but you don't know how to control them. You don't know what they are. You don't know what they relate to. You don't know how to turn it on. You don't know how to turn it off. And you're always sitting there just wondering, like, what do I do? And honestly, at first, nothing. I'm just gonna be honest. All right, guys, I'm just gonna be honest. At first, you really don't do anything. You really don't. Because it takes some time for you to start realizing and start noticing those different abilities that you've tapped into, the abilities, the enhancements that you've been given throughout your spiritual process. And it's a struggle, because it's literally something that you have to develop from scratch. Like, have you ever made anything from scratch and you're cooking and you gotta do literally everything? You ever made bread from scratch? You gotta knead the dough, do all that good stuff, and then put it in the pan, roll it up, blah 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 blah. You have to do all of that. You literally have to start from the beginning, right? And that's what it's like when you first come into your abilities. You have to start from the beginning. Having these different spiritual abilities, sometimes it can be stressful. Sometimes it can be frustrating. And me personally, I know about the frustration portion, because with my different abilities, I am an empath, as I have told you guys before. So trying to connect into my empathic abilities and my pure intuition that tells me when I should do a certain thing or when I shouldn't be doing something. Basically trying to tap into that, trying to decode the messages that my intuitions are trying to tell me were the hardest things that I could ever say. Because it's like I never knew what to do or what to say to figure out how this was all working. You know what I mean? And it'll most likely be the same for you guys, where you're trying to understand it, trying to figure out how it works. You're trying to discover it. You're trying to interpret it. And then, boom, 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 you get another ability. And then it just fucks you over again. And now you gotta start over, right? And that's what is happening, guys. When you get those abilities, it literally just makes you kind of bonkers. And like I said, it makes you kind of stressed out, because it's like now you're already going through this strenuous process of discovering yourself and understanding yourself. But now we gotta add in powers. Puppy powers. No? Okay. Alright, guys. But just know that it's going to take a lot of time, guys. Dealing with your different abilities, trying to get them under wraps, is going to take time. Don't feel bad or don't feel as if you failed because you can't understand what's going on. Because honestly, your abilities may not even be your first priority, right? They're there to help you. But sometimes you have to dig a little further within yourself for you to start understanding more about what your abilities do. And I know that can be a little annoying, because it's like, for people who were like me, it's kind of like, well, why are you giving them to me now if you're not gonna help me figure them out now? So, and sometimes you just don't second guess the universe, okay? And then when you second guess them, listen, they might throw in another 2 or 3 or 4 abilities, and then now you're really crazy, and now you got 16 different abilities to figure it out about what's going on with your body, and why is this doing this at this certain time of the night, or why am I channeling this person's emotions back up off me, And it's kind of like a roundabout thing. But guys, I I just want you to know that you're not the only one. You're not the only one. You're not the only person who has a struggle with understanding who they are and then decoding the new things that they're becoming. Now, guys, you know that I could go on and on and on and on, but I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay? Alright, guys. Peace, love, and happiness.